There's sort of a trend that's happening, not just in philanthropy and foundation work, but I think in marketing and in all kinds of different efforts, that it's becoming more and more participatory, grassroots-oriented, engagement-oriented. What it means is that more and more organizations and groups, they're turning towards the people to give their input, and for them to decide what's done with foundation dollars, or what's done to fix a vacant lot in a community. There are really high participation rates because people get excited about being able to decide. It's interesting because Pepsi Refresh started about the time that we were starting our project, so we were really excited to see how that went. I was shocked on Facebook how many people were really excited about it and watching it really closely and saying, you know, such and such idea is ranked number 9 right now, and they were really rallying for their idea. And so that makes us really hopeful that people will do the same thing with Minnesota Idea Open, that I would love to see people at some point really rallying for ideas, or even campaigning a little bit for their ideas. That would be a success in my mind if people started to do that. We're, of course, using some traditional media where we're pitching the media, trying to get earned media. We're using social media, so talking about it through Twitter and Facebook, and we're keeping that relatively simple, but we're putting messages out, trying to join in the conversation with people about this, engage them. And then the other part, we're running a lot like a grassroots campaign, where we looked for organizations that had broad reach around the state and who seemed like they'd be naturally interested in this topic and in this concept. And we've been reaching out and building relationships with them and helping them to get the word out through their networks. And we're also calling a lot of people. Sometimes our office feels like a little campaign command central, where we're on the phones talking to librarians around the state, talking to other organizations that we think might be interested. People are really excited about this concept, and it's making me really hopeful that it's going to be a success. We send out toolboxes to all the libraries around the state with posters and palm cards and buttons and a little handbook explaining the concept and how they can get involved. We sent that to libraries, and we also called each of these libraries to try and let them know that the box was on its way, and if they had any questions they could let us know. So a woman sent us an email from White Earth Reservation. She went to her community library in Monoman County up in northern Minnesota, and apparently the librarian was handing out palm cards to everyone who came in the door to tell them about Minnesota Idea Open. And this woman got excited, and she sent an email and said, I think I have an idea, and I'm not sure if it's a great idea or not, but I think I'm going to go for it. And she was really excited, and it was really gratifying to hear that the word is actually getting out in different parts of the state, and that's really important to us. So another tactic we used to get the word out was making a web video. It was kind of a goofy thing that showed a guy who was kind of a weirdo and all of the weird things he was doing to prepare for the Minnesota Idea Open, like barking at trees and doing lunges in the skyways, and he said that that's how he got the blood flowing and the ideas would come to him. The way that you can enter the Open is to go to www.mnideaopen.org, and at the site there are a number of things you can do to participate. So you can learn more about the issue, you can discuss the issue with other Minnesotans through groups and discussions, you can enter an idea if that's something that you want to do, if you've been thinking about the issue for a while and you know what your idea is. The best way to stay in touch with us is to go to the site and start joining in the conversation, and when you start to join the conversation you'll be added to our email list. You can also connect with us on Twitter and Facebook, so facebook.com/mnideaopen, twitter.com/mnideaopen.